everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Amebe, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how much I spend as an international student in the UK. We are going to be covering rent, groceries, unexpected costs, miscellaneous, you name it. We are going to be covering everything. So if you're planning on studying in the UK or you're just curious about how much a typical month can be for international students, then keep watching. So the main things that I spend my money on here in the UK is rent, phone bills, groceries and transportation. I'm going to start with the bigger cost and then move down to the little cost, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get started. So my biggest expense of the month is obviously rent. I stay in a student accommodation and I pay £163 monthly. My laptop is here just to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. So I pay £163 per week, not monthly. £163 per week, and it includes Wi-Fi, electricity and gas. Basically all my utilities is inside my rent, if that makes sense. So if you plan on staying outside of campus, it's quite different. I think for some places you pay rent separately and also pay utilities separately, but for some places also it's combined and it could be higher. I've heard a lot of people saying staying in student accommodation is expensive, but there are different options. They are the most expensive. I think the most expensive accommodation here is 230 per week. I think that's the highest, but the lowest also, I'm not sure, I think 150, or I'm not really sure how much the lowest is, but it depends on you. If you want to stay on campus or off campus, it's something that you have to kind of figure out like what you want to do. In my school we have the option of paying quarterly, that is every 3 months obviously, or weekly or monthly, sorry, not weekly, quarterly or monthly. Previously, like when I first came to the UK, I paid quarterly, but I changed that to monthly. Yeah, so 163 per week is how much I pay for rent. So the next big expenses is groceries. So I recently found out that majority of my money goes to food. I eat a lot, yet I don't see it showing in my body. I'm still skinny. Anyway, I spend £50 per month on groceries, and this can vary. It's not consistent monthly. Sometimes I can spend £30 per month on groceries, sometimes £50, sometimes it can go higher. For example, now things like bread, milk, egg, plantain, it finishes weekly, so I tend to shop for those things again weekly. So even if I buy everything at the beginning of the month, for example for £50, those things can finish weekly, so I can go back and buy them again, which can increase the price, if that makes sense. So I barely eat out. I don't eat out. On a good day, eating out means chicken and chips because I barely eat out. You know, when we were growing up and our parents would be like, no, when we were growing up and we want to eat out and our parents would be like, there's food at home. Yeah, that's what I always tell myself. Anytime the temptation comes, I'm always like, girl, there's food at home. When we go home, we are going to eat. So I barely eat out. That's why my monthly budget for groceries is £50. Now the next thing is transportation. I use public transportation. I don't use Uber, I don't use Bolt. They are freaking expensive, so I don't use them. I use public transportation, and I have a student Oyster card. I recently got that, and to be honest, I don't know if I'm saving any money on the student Oyster card. I'm supposed to save money. It's supposed to be cheaper, but let me give you a little story. So I think last month, if I'm not mistaken, I wanted to go explore central London. As you guys know, I love exploring. I wanted to explore central London, and let me say, for example, today is Friday here. I loaded the card today, Friday, £10. That was my budget for the month. I know it's crazy, but just hear me out. I loaded £10 for the month, and then I went to central London. I'm supposed to save money on tube, right? Because for bus it's the same for both students and workers, so I'm supposed to save money using the tube. Then I took the tube to central London and I explored central London. Coming back, I used the bus. Now when I used my card to tap in the bus, it was showing red lights, which means that there is no money in the card again. So what did I save exactly? Like, what money did I save exactly? I didn't save anything. That's why I'm saying that I don't know if I'm saving money in the Oyster card. But anyway, for transportation, a typical bus ride, not to and fro, like just going, is £1.75. But if you're doing to and fro, is £3.5. I think 3.5. I'm not sure. 1.75 times 2. Then you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, for tube, the cost is not like for bus that is constant. It's different from tube depending on where you're going to. So if you're going farther into central London, it's more expensive. For example, when I was going to Canary Wharf, it was almost £10 just to go to Canary Wharf. So going and coming was £20, I think. I'm not sure, but I think it was either £20 or £16. So I'm just going to say for transportation monthly, I will spend around £10 on a good month. Anyway, my the next thing I spend money on is social life and entertainment. As I said earlier, I explore a lot. I love to explore London. It's such a huge and beautiful city. I love exploring it. But one thing that I always do is free things in London. So I search up free things to do in London, and that's what I do. So I barely spend money when exploring London, except I want to eat something. I always take water with me. If I'm going out, I don't get hungry if I drink water, so I always take water with me. But if it's too cold, then I tend to buy hot chocolate, which is around £4.99, and it depends on the store you're buying. If you're buying from McDonald's, it's cheaper, but if you're buying from, say, Joe and the Juice, it's more expensive. But I barely eat out when I'm exploring London. And then for entertainment, I subscribe to YouTube Premium. A lot of people call me crazy that why are you subscribing to YouTube Premium, but I don't like watching ads. I'm sorry, but I don't like watching ads. And also there's this queue thingy on YouTube Premium. I love that feature so much. Just because of that feature, I will pay £7.99. That is the cost of YouTube Premium. But for Spotify, I'm still using my Nigerian account for Spotify, so I think it's around 1,300 naira. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but yeah. So the next thing I spend money on monthly is miscellaneous and unexpected costs. So last year I fell sick unexpectedly because I'm a healthy girl. I barely fall sick. So I think the weather coupled with assessment stress, I fell sick, and I was also reacting to something. I think that was the first time I went to meet a GP, and I was thinking NHS was free. If you guys remember that my vlog, I'm going to link it up here. I was thinking NHS was free, and I went to the doctor. It was free. But when it was time to get a prescription, they asked me if I was paying for a prescription, and I said no because I'm on a student visa, thinking it was free. But it was not free. and I had to pay £10.99 for that cream that they gave to me because I was reacting, as I said, and that is an unexpected cost. So you have to budget for unexpected cost. I did not budget for that. As I said in the video, I had to borrow the money from Kuda because I did not have money at that time, and thinking NHS was free, I went for it. Anyway, for miscellaneous, my phone bill is £10 per month. That includes data, so data and call. If you're calling anyone in the UK, is free, unlike Nigeria, like you pay as you go, or rather you pay per call, and you also pay for data. This one, everything is included in the £10. And so when I add everything up, from rent, food, transport, social life, miscellaneous, I'm spending around £532 per month, and this is approximately, on an average, I'm spending around that amount. But you need to know that it's not constant. It's not like every month I'm spending £532 per month. It could go high, it could be lower, but this is just on average. I spend around £532 per month. So that is all for this video. It's quite a short video, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how much I'm spending as an international student. And I didn't even include things like shopping, my shopping budget. I didn't even include that because I use Klarna or ClearPay, so that one is paying on installment. I didn't include that. So there are so many other things that that I didn't include in this video, but just know on an average I spend £532 per month. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you do, please do make sure you give it a like, subscribe and share with your friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.